for some boom, baby, boom, rise and shine. There's a little bit of shine out there, even on an overcasty day here in Vietnam. From my room, it's Mark Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. I'm addicted to this life, and this morning I had an epiphany. I thought that I wanted to share with everybody and whoever will be listening. And the question is a very simple one that you've said multiple times a day, and you probably didn't think of it, but the question is, how much does it cost? That's right. How much does it cost for your bad decisions? How much does it cost you in health? How much does it cost you in time? And how much does it cost you in wealth? This is your morning motivation. If you get anything out of this, you already know. Saints Addiction, leg out. We got designs. Go ahead, buy a shirt, like, share, and subscribe. Let's go. So let me roll my herb real quick while we do this. Join Weed Club, baby, worldwide. Yes, Join Weed Club is a thing. Had my friend just now from Germany about 2 years ago smoke with me. Her and her boyfriend pulled up. They bought some weed from me. Chilled out. They're a bit antisocial, so they wanted to smoke again 2 years later and with someone that they know and feel more comfortable with, to get to know the beach. And a friend with weed is a friend indeed. They're asking me all sorts of questions like, what's is it legal there? What are the rules like? What will happen if I smoke? But yeah, it's all of this. It's all those questions and then some, but the tough question is, everybody wants the prize, but not everybody wants to pay the price. And there's a price for everything. Your time, your attention, and your health will all come at a price that you might not want to pay. Even right now, as I roll my spliff in the morning, I can look at the cover of this cigarette pack and say there's a price to be paid, like me hawking up a loogie just now. Oh, there goes my phone. I was supposed to make $600, but the guy gaslit me. He said, "Oh, you're doing a great job. You're a really great human being." And I'm like, bro, you just met me on the phone. I don't need you to tell me if I'm a good human being or not. Let's see what he's saying. Service to the American hasn't approved the payment. I'm pushing but cannot make the decision myself. Yeah, man, I'd be willing to knock $100 off if it gets going. Right now. Should I knock $100 off the payment? Stop making $600 while I got spit in my beard? I don't know. Yeah. Let's try it this way. Before we discount it, let's just tell him this. Have you reached him yet? Does he not know that tomorrow is Veterans Day and we're on a time crunch? See what happens. We're about to make $600 for a couple of vinyls that somebody needs, and tomorrow's Veterans Day. But, it cost me my time, right? I got to get up early. I got to communicate with this guy late. It's 10:10 p.m. in Las Vegas time, and he's contacting me at 1:11 in Vietnam time, and it takes my time. I could be doing other things with my time instead of trying to wrangle a customer or be up early or negotiate their artwork and do all those other things. It's all part of the plan. Like, everything has a cost. We might not be able to see the cost. You hear my phone blowing off? Let me go grab it, see what this guy's saying. But there is. It costs you time. It costs you attention. We were just talking about Facebook being a free website, but that's not what it is. You're paying with your attention. Any attention that you could have been paying attention to your health, your wealth, or your well-being is now fixated over to a Snapchat or an Instagram or an OnlyFans model. And that's what you're doing. You're harvesting attention. That's what everybody's doing, even me right now while I'm talking, except for I'm one of the few people that says, get off this fucking thing. But for reals, that's what we're at a battle for. We're battle for eyeballs, and sex sells. So sexy girls get more attention than dudes, and we're attracted to what we're attracted to, and we're definitely enticed by things like we all are enticed by. I was watching the line outside for the gelato ice cream, and it was long as fuck. And I was like thinking in my head, Damn, people wait a long time for ice cream and it's expensive. They even do that in Brazil as well. Yeah, delivered. I heard my phone ring. Let's see, did he say anything? Okay, no, that was an email. I was thinking I was making 600 bucks with you guys live on the phone call. I've already did the close. I already sent the invoice. I'm just waiting for the customer to pay for some decals that are less than this window. You know what I mean? I'm going to come fix the day. Late at night, even during Veterans Day, my buddy was like, I'm not going unless I'm making $200 in the shop. And I said, fair enough. Let me close this deal. So I made double what he made and a $100 tip on top of it. It's just what it is. But, you're going to have to ask yourself too, what is it for you? What is it for you? What is enough of the cost for you to work an 8-hour day? Well, most people will tell you it's love, having a secured family, having a roof over their head, having meals on the table, and laughter around the table. That's worth their 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 14 hours a day, whatever trouble and strife they went through in the day, whether it's towing a car or maybe they're a truck driver or they rent out a trailer. All those things cost you. And you're going to go, okay, I don't mind as much to get my nails dirty or to get underneath this car and fix your flat tire if and when my child has, health care. If you have your child, this is what's going to cost you, right? If it's your child, all of a sudden, it doesn't matter how big the ransom is. It doesn't matter how big the hospital bill is. It doesn't matter how heavy the car is. All of a sudden, you're getting down on your hands and knees and you're lifting the car like you're the Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be a big enough W, a reason why you're doing what you're doing to get you out of bed, to get you going, like me, keeping going live and doing the things. Why do I do it? I guess it's a determination for the success of my businesses and my labels. I want my brands to be worldwide. I want people to wear mostly Saint shirts, and I want some sexy girls to represent them around the world, and I wanted to be successful. They said make a TV show or, do a podcast or make a platform where you can go live and present your wares. Me, I talk about more important things. I try to give value in my lives, and I think that I'm giving some value by giving some life advice and just talk about real psychological things like how much things actually cost. So far in our brains, there's a quick brain. I call this like quick math, but if you go up and tell somebody, hey, I need you to go shovel the snow off of my driveway, you're already thinking in your head, okay, that's at least 50, 100 bucks in my head. I take a quick value of what the value is. Or if a girl goes, hey, you're going to take me out to dinner, and I think that she's super sexy or super presentable, all of a sudden I'm making it from Applebee's to Cheesecake Factory, or, I'm weighing out the options of how much is this going to cost me and is it worth the cost? A lot of people do this when you're watching these shows and they're like, who's paying for the bill? Do you want to go 50-50 or Dutch or go split with it? And they're like, well, are you coming home with me? They make it into a transaction. That's what we do. We go inside of our heads and go, okay, how much energy is this going to cost me? How much time is this going to cost me? And before I even lift a finger, is it worth doing this job? You do it every day, but you do it more so like when you're like getting a job. You go like, okay, you want me here every day at 8 o'clock in the morning? I'll do that for $18 an hour. At $8 an hour, I'm on some, that's below poverty. I can't do that. I'm going to have to find another job. We weigh out the cost of things all the time. Quickly in a hurry. We measure things like who's sexy, who's safe, and also how much time is it going to take? And that's what ends up coming down to it. You go, how much of my time am I willing to give up for 600 bucks? So go spend a day out in the lake with my friends, jet skiing, smoking weed, titties out, or cash in, stay in, and go get 600 bucks. That's why people talk about chase the bag. They're talking about chasing things that they really want really, really bad. And this is why we get what we all really, really want. We'll all go chase something and we'll just be like a dog foaming at the mouth, like, I ain't gonna stop till I get it. That's how I felt about Saints Addiction. I was like, bro, I got to get these shirts on people. I got the successful stoner idea. I looked at the fucking NASA sign and I was like, hi, like NASA. You know what I mean? I got the Adidas Addicted. I've seen this design so many times. I had to have my own. The Envy Me from my buddy Marcus Love. There it is right there. Envy Me with the hot, sexy girls. Not only envy, like you're envying me, but you're also from Las Vegas, Nevada me, you know, and you can see their booties. And I also do butts on shirts. I was obsessed with it, bro. You know, I have literally been obsessed with success, and that's why I said successful stoner. That's why I wanted this so bad. That's why I'm traveling with an extra luggage. You know what I mean? Just because I wanted this thing really, really bad. Now, if you want it really, really bad, all of a sudden you'll be up in the morning going to get your cigarettes, right? Where'd my joint go? There it is. Joint weed club. You'll find a way to get the sugar at night, like I know I do. I like to go get the late light jackfruit smoothie. So fucking good, bro. I'm an addict for it. And even the guy came up to me. He's like, "Come, I got you some Logans." And guess what? I also got some fruit from him too. It's like they're on a battle to keep my business in in their uh, their company, right? But lagoons or lagons or however you want to call these little fuckers are fucking delicious. These are like little lychees and shit. I absolutely love these things. I'm addicted to them. It's gonna be my breakfast, but I got them chilled. I'll actually show you how to open one here. Hold on a second. We're gonna smoke one for the nation. You know, it's a morning motivation. So to keep motivated, you got to keep the cost right. You know, just like a good business, you can't be spending more than you have. You're going to have some money for marketing campaigns, you know what I mean? And you're going to have to pay some dividends to your body for it to keep going. So it's like anybody else, we all like to keep working. Yeah, I just use my nail here. Just kind of cut a little line in there. Just like this, and it's literally like a lychee in the middle. So almost perfect. Look at that. So good. Mm-hmm. Little black seed in the middle. Mm. But that lychee is tasty. That's gonna be my breakfast. But the cost to be the boss out here, like, sure, Mark, you're topless overseas on the beach, but I also get lonely. You know, I don't get to see my family. You know, I get bored often doing the same thing. Like, I'm already like, what I'm gonna eat for breakfast? I've already eaten everywhere. Am I gonna go where I ate yesterday? Is it gonna be the same? And this is a fear. But also, it's no holidays, right? I'm being honest with you. We had Halloween, and it was just a bunch of people wearing wigs, like 10 people in a bar, getting drunk the same as they always are. And then I was just like, yeah, nah, dude, I'm gonna go to bed early. So I didn't have a Halloween party. I didn't get to dress up sexy. I didn't have a costume, and I missed my friends. There's a certain destination bias where it's like, oh, over there as well, I'll be happy. FOMO kicks in, fear of missing out, and I want to get back to the other island because I feel like I'm missing all my friends, and some of my friends are coming earlier than I'll be there. Is just Yamo be there? Yamo also have to have a balance. You also have to have a cost analysis and say, is this worth this or is this worth that? Because eventually it's going to cost you something, and it's going to cost you way more than your money. It's going to cost you your time, your health, and your wealth. So this is why we have to have these conversations. What's up, bro? Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, what's up, bro? Try to say hi to the new people. I know he's going to show him a room in the corner. Hopefully he moves in. He was friendly and waved, but you know, more than buying the room, it's the atmosphere. You know, more than getting cash out of the ATM. How much time did it cost you to make that money? And yeah, I made a G today, but I did it in a sleazy way, so it might actually cost you your self-respect as well, right? So that's a huge cost for somebody. You know, it's like, sure, it's easy to take your top off and make some money on OnlyFans, but it's going to cost you your self-respect. That's a lot of a cost. And you look at a lot of these OnlyFans models or porn stars, and they're dying young, bro. They're dying early. They're from suicide or drug overdose, and I'm talking in their late 20s, early 30s. So it was like FloJo. If you remember Florence Griffith Jr., she set the record pace of a black woman for being one of the fastest athletes in all of Olympic time. But she also died at like 32, 33 years old. So it's like, yeah, sure, you can make it, but you also might have to die for it. You know what I mean? And that's what we all do. We all kind of cash in and go, yeah, I want to break into this prison, or I don't want to go to prison, but I want to break into this bank. There's a cost there. And the chance that you might get busted for dealing drugs, it's almost like watching all the Breaking Bads, dude. It cost him his wife, his family, his life. Like, it was costing him everything to be able to just make a pile of money that was bigger than anything that they could spend in 10 lifetimes. They didn't even know how much it was. They couldn't even keep up with it. And they're all with different denominations. And she's like, how much is enough? How much is enough? That's what it's like. What's the cost? How much is enough to get you to motivate yourself to do what you got to do? How much time are you going to waste before it kicks in and you're going to be like, I got to optimize and do something with my life? How much energy are you going to waste on stupid shit like distractions and quick fixes and quick stimulations before you go like, okay, guess what? I need to buckle down and focus up. Like that's what it takes. It's that cost that takes the cost to be the boss. And most people think it's just a money thing. It's like, okay, sure you got the money, but how did you make it? You made it in a sleazy way, then you're not making it all right. All right. And if you don't feel all right at night and you don't sleep, then it's costing you your health for your insomnia and your sleep rhythm and your patterns and your circadian rhythm. So it's like all this stuff's gonna cost a lot later on. There's people that make quick money, but they also burn out fast. It's like Icarus. Let's bless up and join Weed Club, everybody, on Instagram. That's the real cost. TFAFO. That was good, wasn't it? You already know, bro. But yeah, today we're just talking about the cost to be the boss, the cost it takes to make your life into the reality that you want. A lot of people just think it's hourly. You know, it's input, output. It's like a whore being on her back. How many times do I have to put my legs in the air before I get to eat a steak or go travel or be successful on an OnlyFans account, right? It's your cost of your of embarrassment. How much do you want to be embarrassed in front of your family? I don't know. I don't have that much going on with my family, so they don't really care. But my point being is there's a cost there. There's a cost when we get up in the morning and we waste our time on potential on playing on Facebook and YouTubes and instead of going to live our lives. And I'm like, seek their get lawn, which means get the fuck out of here in Turkish. My Turkish buddy was laughing. He's like, good one, bro. But it means get the fuck off these things. You know, I'm the only one that's like, you can hang up on me right now and you'll probably already finger flip past me. But my point is, dude, get doing something with your life. Time is a commodity and we waste it all the time. They said that youth is wasted on the young. It's so true because they have time to burn. I'm 45 years old. I'm not burning any more times. I'm burning joints. And I'm not burning my joints to fucking keep me slow. I'm burning my joints to keep me relaxed, to keep me in my body and stretch out my brain and stretch out my muscles and stretch out my mind. That's what I do with my time. You can do what you want. Everybody has a vice, but it's going to cost you. I was watching all these people do pilku. Alpha PPV. PPV is an amphetamine in Finland, and all their faces look so sunk in, like, you know, like the G forces when you're in one of those spins. You know, it literally aged them by like 10 years. I saw some of these girls, they looked amazing on their Facebook, young, beautiful, vibrant. Next thing you know, they look 30 years old. They don't look youthful anymore. It costs them all that fun that you're having, all those nights when I kept talking about going out at night. It costs you your morning. Maybe you don't get to have a grateful morning to get up to, but for someone like me, I like to smoke my weed. I like getting up and stretching my body. I like looking over the pool and doing some laps. I want to exercise the demons instead of the demons exercising me. Call it a choice. Call it sobriety. But it is a choice that I'm making, and by making that, I'm stacking it in my favor and then against my favor. I'm not being my worst enemy anymore. I'm not self-sabotaging, and I'm making the most out of my money. People say they want to make a good price. Like, what's the lowest price? Amazon. But then you got to pay for Prime. Now it's not so low anymore. Same like Costco. They make all their money on the memberships, bro. But they'll make that food super cheap. You know, they'll make it easy to get. And guess what? That's what you'll spend. You'll spend all your money towards something to get a better cost, you know? And to be the boss, it costs, you know? It costs something. I remember I was watching a cigarette commercial. And the kid bought a pack of cigarettes. And he put it on the counter. And the guy says, that's not enough. And he was like, what? And next thing you know, he had to give his teeth, he had to give his skin, he had to give his lungs to buy that pack of cigarettes. If that's what we knew how much things cost, we would reevaluate what we really want. And that's what it comes down to, what you really want. If you really wanted to be fluent in a language, you go download Duolingo and put in 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, I'm drilling on myself. You know what I'm saying? You would go put in the time to learn piano or how to code. But you go, no, that's too tough. And you go back to your playing on your phone and not learning a new skill set. It costs time and effort. All women want the meat, the money, energy, attention, and time. Those are things that aren't easy to replace. It's easy to take someone's time up because it's not your time. And then it's easy to take up someone's energy because then they're providing more energy to you. And it takes someone's money, but what do you got to do to earn that meat? To earn somebody's attention. Next thing you got an OnlyFans page. To earn someone's money. Next time you get an OnlyFans management page, I got you, and then you're going to take someone's energy, their time to prepare the date, their time to get dressed, their time to go down and get an Uber and meet your ass. That's a date. That's why it's so much energy, and you're asking for someone's time and energy and money to pay for the dinner. You're asking for all the meat, and that's a big dinner. So you don't just go out to steaks every night, right? You know what I mean? You got to time these things, and usually they're in celebrations, like you're getting married or you're having a bar mitzvah, or who knows, it's your birthday. But that's the energy that we spend easily. If it has to do with their kids, boom, they're buying it. If it has to do with their dog, boom, they're buying it. If it has to do with their beauty, boom, they're buying it. So if you can make someone look younger, you're making all the money. If you can make someone skinny, you're making all the money. And if you can make people feel better, you're definitely making money, and I plan on monetizing my words too. That's why I do this, as a rapping motivation, to go and say it to people every morning and spend half hour of my day when the rooster's crowing and stop my day and have some of my neighbors look out and go, who's talking, and have people stare at me and give up half hour of my morning every morning. That's what I'm doing to monetize. I get paid off your attention. They put a commercial in between the morning motivation, the beginning, end, and in between. And guess what? I'm profiting from it. So I'm not here to be like, oh, I'm just above it all. No, I'm here to sell my t-shirts, make some money so I can keep traveling, go see this every morning, go on the foreign seas, be on a foreign island in the middle of the Vietnam Sea, and enjoy my life puffing my trees, That's my dream. To make it successful, I have to give up my time, the prying eyes, and sometimes some embarrassing moments, just so I can monetize and keep people's attention. But I don't want your attention. I want your mission. I want people to be on a mission in their lives, to do what they have as a mission inside their soul, to bring it forth and do something. Because that's what I was telling him the other day. We were watching Rocky, right? And Rocky was like, hey, I've been coming here for 6 years, and every time you've been sticking it to me. And he was like, why you always giving me a hard time? And he's like, because you could have been a contender, Rock. You're a great fighter, but now you're fucking working for some 2-bit chump being a fucking leg breaker. And he's like, it's a living. And he's like, that's not a life. It's a waste of life. That's what I feel like I'm screaming at people in the morning. Don't waste your life. Don't waste time, As one of my favorite Plastic Beach, the Gorillas. I love that music, but one of the key notes they play is, don't waste time, and don't waste your time. Don't waste your life. There's so much of a life to be lived, looking outside and looking at the jungles of my window, and being able to eat wonderful foods and be able to afford those things. I'm trying to close my $600 deal now. Get this guy to swipe. Let's see if he swiped. I don't know. Did he message me yet? Nope, he didn't message me. I was trying to make $600 live with you guys on the phone at the same time. But yeah, that's my logo. That's my dream, Saints Anarchy, to have ultimate freedom to just wear my shorts and wear no shirt and just walk around smoking joints and going to eat whatever I want to eat for the day and be free and not have a boss and nobody to tell me what time to wake up, but I'm woken up by my purpose. And I had this dream, to be able to travel the world and to have my own logo, and I'll show you that too. I had to plug in the phone. My phone's going to die here shortly, but I'm almost done with the morning motivation. But to wear my logo, to have my hats, logo and hat, you know what I'm saying? to be able to rock my logo worldwide and have beautiful models wear them and make me look good and do the photo shoots and be turned on and have my friends go, is that your girlfriend? And have a bunch of beautiful women around and promote different products, whether it be Saints Addiction or Mostly Saints or LVOG or Saints Brand or even Saints Giving, and giving it all back to feeding the homeless. I know it sounds altruistic, but it's true. I was homeless and I said, if you ever get me out of this, I'll always give back. And that's my plan, is to get back and make Saints Giving an app. And we're going to do app in a sec too, right after we're done with site in a sec. And we're going to be able to transform these websites into apps and some of your ideas into probably the coolest app that's ever been. I'm here to be a dream giver. You know, they called me a daydreamer when I was a kid in school. They were like, Mark's a daydreamer, Mark's a daydreamer. Well, Mark's a dream liver. That's what you need to be calling me. I'm a dream liver. You know, I'm living the dream, having my hat on me. I'm high as a motherfucking kite. I got my dreams and they're feeling all right. I got all my designs ready to go right there in the package with the stickers. I'm fucking lit like a fucking kite. I'll even show you some of these because this fucking feels all right. But yeah, watch this, yo. Got you. Saints Addiction Designs, baby. Got you. Let's fucking whip some out, bro. Show you my dream. Show you the cost to be the boss has been how many times being homeless, right? You know, got the Successful Stoner. I made my own shirt. Yep. Successful Stoner. Got 2 of the Adidas Addicted. Yep. The Thank You for Coming to Las Vegas. The Welcome to Las Vegas. The Envy Me. I got 2 of these. Oh, they're stuck to something. Envy Me. I got stickers too. I got the Smoking David. You know what I'm saying? I got the Ganja Ganesha. You know what I mean? I've had people talk shit to me. Go, you and your bullshit fucking designs. Guess what? Ray Charles to the bullshit. I can't hear you. And then I got the See No Evil Jesus, because he sees no evil in smoking weed, right? Before it was bread and wine, it was weed and bread. I think, yeah, bread. No, yeah, weed and bread. Look high like NASA. These are all my designs, bro. This is my whole head staying busy, staying on my dream. You know what I mean? I was saying I wanted to do this thing, and you got to put some energy behind them. So you can buy any of these shirts, $25 USD plus shipping wherever you're at. You can support me and my dream, being able to travel the world and keep me in cool ass condos and apartments like this, where I go to overlook the jungle tops and the ocean's right there, and there's a pool right there, and I wake up in the morning and I do my laps and I enjoy my life and I get to scream, I love my life! You know what I mean? I get to love my life and instead of hating on it and being all depressed and not being cool to myself and, you know, hurting my nose by doing cocaine and hurting my heart by sleeping with hookers and by fucking doing shady shit and being in jail. You know, I've done that so many times, and I was just like, I want to live a better life, you know? And by doing so, I hope it inspires other people to live a better life as well, a better mind, body, and health. You know, mind, body, and soul need to be in alignment. Let's see if I made the $600. I just heard my phone ring. Did I make it? No. It's an email. Wait for it. Nope. But yeah, all my dreams in one little bag and one little logo ready to go. And I transformed my life. I said I want to live this life, and I do. I get to spend most of my days on a beach with my toes in the sand, doing laps in the swimming pool, and eating all sorts of cool food and meeting with some beautiful women. That's what I do. So, you know, that's my morning motivation, and I'm extremely motivated, but that's the cost. You know, they're going to have to ask, what's the cost? You know, like, how much is it going to cost me? And we ask that about food. We ask that about products. We ask that about, but we don't ask that about life. And life has a cost, man. And it's a cost to be the boss. If you really want to get something done in your life, it's going to cost you some meat, bro. You're going to have to cup up the meat, some money, energy, attention, and time, and put it to one thing and go after it like it's a fucking pit bull with a fucking piece of beef on a string, you know? Like, you got to get after it. So that's this morning's motivation. All my heart from the start. It's your boy, Marky Saint. And as always, peace and love. And Shigaton, that means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace. And it's so cool. You get to see these palm trees open up. They start like this little tight bundle here, and then it opens up. How fucking cool is that? Peace.